This is Uhtred Ronaldson, and this is Conflict of Nations World War III, Day 12, and I'm playing as Indonesia. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you guys a quick update of the game. I'm not gonna make this too long. Um, Maybe just a quick update as to what's the progress of the game and what's happening right now. But yeah, as you can see here, Myanmar is almost done. I've captured the last remaining city, and I will now be putting a garrison of 2 National Guards there to prevent it from being captured by the Rogue State, and then we're gonna capture the remaining provinces of Myanmar. Thailand is done, so yep, it's just cleaning up time. Estimated time is a day, 1 day and 5 hours, but my that's the estimated time of my 24th Recon Division arriving in the last province of Lamphun. But I also have my 26th Recon Division right here. I was gonna capture Chiang Mai and possibly possibly this one also. So we're gonna finish this up by tomorrow. Myanmar and Indonesia will be completely well. Indonesia is completely wiped out, and Myanmar will be wiped out by tomorrow. Also in the Philippines, uh, my ally Ayman, my ally, my alliance member, has captured Tuguegarao and the remaining provinces in northern Luzon, as well as the provinces here, Naga, all the way up to Luzon. All right, Luzon is the whole island, but he has a province name here, and then Legazpi. Okay, and then I've captured several cities and provinces here. Um, yeah, and of course we're gonna go for Davao City and the rest of the um, Mindanao provinces right here. So there, so almost done. I'll probably go to Vietnam next to capture the vital resource here. I badly needed resources, especially electronics as well as rare materials, to continue my production of aircrafts as well as my navy. Also, I need rare materials to continuously do my upgrade. Okay, so there. I just let me also update you with my troops and how it looks like. So as you can see, how this is what my territory looks like. I know that my defenses are weak, but we're gonna work on that. I don't think there's a threat here, but I already have 2 task force. One is um, actively fighting here, patrolling the waters of the Philippines, and its task is to eliminate remaining Philippine units in the island of Mindanao, right here, where the city of Davao and Zamboanga is located. And okay, and then I also have another task force right here, ready to respond to any emergencies. It's right near Jakarta, okay, and it's in aggressive mode. Okay, so its role is to protect my provinces from any attacks. And then I'm in the process of mobilizing my third task force. So we're gonna mobilize our third task force, and yeah, by day 12, I will be having 3 task force available. No, not really, not day 12. Well, day 12 I have 12, 2 task force. But if you will observe, I have a total of 16 ships already, including the corvettes, which are deployed to protect my core cities. I also have lots of National Guards, and I'm using them as garrison. And then, of course, my offensive units, which are my motorized infantry and my recon, uh, combat recon vehicle. Okay, so I'm in contact with Ayman, and he said that he's going to attack three nations at once. So if he can do that, well, it's up to him. Go ahead. Um, well, my advice is to, you know, wage war one at a time. China is a big country, so it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take some time to conquer this nation here. So it's better if you will focus all your resources, all your units, and your energy into conquering this land here. Once you're able to conquer China, you will have tremendous resources that you can use for your invasion of other countries. Because the thing is, if you start your war with three countries like China, Russia, as well as the United States, those are the three biggest countries in this game. And if you will declare war on them, uh, these are vast resources. I mean, vast territory. So it will really take a lot of time. Also, it's not good to have multiple wars as it will affect your morale. It will affect the morale of your core cities. So there. So so you have to be conservative when waging war. My suggestion is you take China, and then once you're done with China, you can proceed with Russia. That's what I did when I was playing as the Philippines. Um, in that way, you can maximize your resources against China and then divert all of them north once you're done. Because if you go against China, what if the player becomes active again and starts to actively pursue and wage war against you? Then how will you manage your resources? If you have 20 units or 30 or let's say 40 units, um, and you will be using 20 units for your for offensive purposes, then you'll have to divide them into two. So that's not good. Also, the United States is too far, so going against the United States is not an advisable strategy. It's the territory is too big. So my suggestion is focus in one country first. Once you're done with that country, then move on to the next one. That's the I guess the best strategy. But for me, I've already conquered Indochina, including Myanmar and Thailand. So um, I really wanted to clear up my southern flank here. So I'll probably gonna go against Australia next, and then into New Zealand. So if Japan will attack New Zealand, that's also a good option. Securing his resources here in New Zealand will be good. New Zealand has a lot of resources that can provide you um, for your upcoming campaigns against other or bigger nations such as China and Russia. So the re, so that's the you should be strategic when it comes to wars. You have to have a reason why you are waging war against that nation. So my my strategy for attacking Myanmar and Thailand, number one, is that these two nations are inactive. Plus, I badly needed their resources. So that's the reason why I wage war against them, and I am confident that I can handle them. And as you can see, I succeeded. I lost two National Guards in the process, or I, I lost one National Guard and one motorized infantry in the process. So it's a fair exchange. So what's my next strategy? I'll probably go to Australia next. Australia will be an easy conquest because all I need is to send my navy to eliminate any garrison troops in his cities and occupy them with National Guards. I also have I will also deploy planes to eliminate any resistance. Next to Australia, I'll probably go next to India, because once I secured India, then I'll be able to, uh, at least, secure my core provinces here in the Indian Ocean. All right. But unlike the Philippines is safer because, um, during my second game, it's safer because the enemy will have to cross Indonesia first before they get to the Philippines. But Indonesia right here in is right between the Pacific and the Indian Ocean. So any ships that will come from Africa can threaten my core nations. So that's something that I have to really consider. That's the reason why I'm building a strong navy. Now let's move on to the other countries here. Let's check the diplomacy board and the scoreboard. Italy is still number one, followed by Germany, and then Bolivia and Philippines, and then there's also Belarus and Spain. So Africa is now dominated by one coalition. All right, it's the African coalition. Let's check Africa. There you go. So it's composed of Namibia, Libya, Chad, South Sudan, and DR Congo. So the ONU coalition hasn't made any war against them yet. So we will see what's gonna happen next. Um, I'm really surprised here that Germany is still leading against me because if you'll notice, he only has like he conquered Amsterdam and the lowlands, the Low Countries, as well as United Kingdom. So yeah, I guess that's the reason why he has more points than me. Um, they can move north, or Germany can move north to Sweden and then into Norway. He can also move east into Belarus. He can also move west into France, and then also they can move south into Africa. So I'm really watching what Germany will do next, because that will be critical. That will give us a a like an idea of what the future strategy will be. Because if he will go to Belarus, then he'll probably go next to Russia, and we might, if Ayman will go to Russia, then that means we will be um, fighting Germany through Russia. But if he'll go to Africa, then that's gonna be a war that's gonna take some time, because Africa is there's a big coalition in Africa, and I think they will be able to put a fight. Though I'm sure that they won't be able to stand against Germany, but that will delay them. Um, that will delay them and will give us some time to organize and to gather more lands for our expansion. So that's also something that I'm looking forward to and waiting. In South America, Bolivia is the dominant player here, is the third in the game. So I'm also watching his moves here. Um, Bolivia has a coalition, so um, but he's solo, so he is a possible ally in the future. So I need to watch out for that. I need to consider him as an ally, because I need allies here, especially against as an enemy as strong and as experienced as Germany. The United States have left the game, so Canada is now recovering some of its lost territories. But yeah, since I'm not sure what's gonna happen here, but yeah, there's no threat from North America. Our threat here will be from the South America, and I'm not sure what Bolivia will do next. Let's check the news. Okay, so there, I lost one infantry, motorized infantry. Deceitful act of war. So Spain, finishing up Algeria. Okay, there you go. So here's my war against the Philippines. You can check the casualty rate here. Okay. By the way, I lost one National Guard here because I didn't know that he has one garrison infantry or two garrison motorized infantries in one of his islands. So I did not expect that. So I lost one National Guard there. So but that's fine. Okay, so Spain has multiple wars ongoing right now. Spain is really aggressive here. Okay. Syria declares war on Iran. So these are small wars. Um, Syria and Iran. So here you go. So Saudi Arabia is now conquering Iran. Syria is also at war with Iran, but I'm not sure what's going to happen to Syria. Most of its territories have been conquered also. Turkey was able to recover and reconquered some of his lost lands from Iran. Iran is crumbling here. So yeah, let's see what's going to happen there. Okay, military coup in Sweden. Okay, war against Afghanistan and Pakistan. So Pakistan is basically winning here. Okay. Okay. All right. Russia declares war on Iran. Okay. So Russia is active. Okay. He had declared war on Iran. So Iran has territories here in Georgia, in the Caucasus. So that's the reason why Russia is in war with Iran. Okay, India also declares war in Nepal, so India is also an active player. So it will be good if we eliminate those nations early, because um, they might join my enemies in the future. So here's the world's largest economy report. So Germany is the first, second is Bolivia, and then third is Italy. We are at number 4. So that's fine. Usually we end up as having the top spot when it comes to economy. But for the meantime, my my electronics production as well as my rare materials production are in level 5. So since those are my critical resources right now, I prioritize them for an upgrade. But since I have good number of supplies as well as components, I'm still trying to conserve my resources and haven't really upgraded my supplies cities. But we'll definitely do that in the near future. I just really need to establish my electronics here by annexing a city here in the mainland. So that's my next project. Okay, so India is going to be a good conquest too. So if I can reach up to Pakistan and then into Iran, that's a good stretch of land, and I'll be able to challenge the European coalition. Okay, Chiang Mai, right? Okay. Now, just a unit count. I have 65 units now at day 12. Okay, 65 units. Mostly National Guards, which are cheaper. But to be honest, they're not as bad, or uh, they're almost as good as motorized infantry. So what's important is they can capture lands, they can hold territories in case of rebellion. So, and they have decent defensive stats. So that's crucial, and you can produce them in 8 hours, while motorized infantry will take a day, more than a day, to mobilize. So imagine you'll be able to mobilize 3 National Guards. Um, you can mobilize 3 National Guards um, compared to one motorized infantry at the same time. So imagine that, and if you will match those units. Let's say if I have one motorized infantry and 3 National Guards, and you put them in a battle, 3 National Guard will win. So, right? So it's it's better. The conclusion is that it's better to have National Guards, but of course, higher level motorized infantries will give you an advantage in the later game because of their um, additional 20 attack range because of their mortars. So there. So that's it for now. Thank you for supporting my page. Thank you for continuously watching. And if you have any comments or suggestions, please don't hesitate to drop a comment below. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. And watch out for more Conflict of Nations action. So once again, thank you guys, and have a good night.